How far is too far to push the human body? Runners face 26-mile stretches in a day, swimmers have paddled all the way to islands, and cyclists can pedal for hours on end before they tire. But how far is too far? For the cyclists entered in the registered annual bicycle ride across Iowa, a 500-mile ride is a huge triumph. Annually, the Air Force cycling team, made up of airmen from across the country, gather in Iowa to face a challenge. Westover's own Senior Master Sgt. Devon DeStefano, 439th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron Electrical and Environmental Element Chief and Additional Duty First Sergeant, is one of the team members who faces the ultimate challenge of physical and mental fitness on this 500-mile journey.
I'm huge into cycling. I got involved in the team through a member of the team was TDY here. And he happened to come by my office and saw some of my cycling stuff. And he had mentioned the team to me and told me about the team, and I inquired about it, and I volunteered to go to the annual ride we do, REGBRA, which is the Register's annual Great Bicycle Ride across Iowa. It's the big ride we do every year. I volunteered to do that last year, which was my first year, and I went with the team. We do it in 7 days. It's not 500 miles straight. People think 500 miles, they think we do it straight. That's not, so it's 7 days. We have one big day where we do 100, 105, 110 miles. The other days are broken up anywhere between 50 to 90 miles. So it's over 7 days, over a 7-day span. So we look at like probably 3 to 10 hours per day on the bike. It's a different town every year. Usually it's just a small town in Iowa. This year's Clear Lakes, Iowa. You start in a small town, go across the state. The route changes every year. So every year they have an announcement party in January, and a different towns vie for it's like a competition to get involved. They get their town picked. I've been cycling for about 3 years. I was a big runner. I've always been huge into fitness. I was a big runner, and I had pretty bad ankle surgery, active duty, and I was starting to have a lot of pain, so I picked up cycling. This is my 3rd season, and I'm pretty big into it now. I love it. Just the feeling you get from going out and riding, whether it's 30, 40 miles up a mountain or 100, 170 miles. I did a 170-mile ride earlier this year. Just the exhausted feeling you get after the ride, and then the sense of the pride and the joy you get from doing something that not a lot of people get to do. At the end of REGBRA every year, we typically we dip our tires in the Mississippi River, and everybody gets their picture taken. They lift their bike up over their head, and just that feeling of that you did it, that you did the 500 miles. It's amazing. With the Air Force cycling team, you have to be able to do a century, which is 100 miles. So typically that would be where your training would start. There's so many different training plans to follow, just like running a marathon. Essentially, is kind of the running equivalent. But you'd start anywhere from 20 miles and work your way up. But it does take a lot of training. 100 miles straight on a bike can be a difficult task. It's not just sitting on the bike. It's also drinking water. It's eating every hour. You should go out and try. You could if you don't eat right, and I've done it. You get out and you don't eat right, you don't drink right, and you bonk, as they say, and you have to stop because your muscles. It's a mental game too. For any endurance athlete to get yourself through such a daunting task. I'm trying to get a Westover team together right now, because right now the Air Force cycling team, I'm attached to what's called the National Capital Region team, which is out of Langley, because I don't have a team here at Westover. So I'm trying to get a team set up. Cycling has done for me as far as PT. I don't even really run anymore. I run my PT test every year, and I do great. So cycling has done a lot for me and continues to do a lot for me, and I think it can do a lot for other people that have trouble running as far as pain in their legs, knees, back, whatever. I'm actually setting up monthly group rides here during the UTA. We did one last month. I only had 3 people. Next month I have 5 people that said they want to ride, so I'm going to try to do that every month just to get people more involved, and hopefully they can take just a little bit of what I get out of cycling away from it. I have to get 8 people to commit to go to Iowa to form an actual team here at Westover. But to get started, if I can get people just to come out and ride with me, a couple other guys ride with us, every month, and maybe in a year or even 2 years we can set up a team here at Westover, and we can go out and represent not only the Air Force but Westover and Iowa and right across Iowa.
If any airman is interested in cycling with DeStefano or would like to know more about the team, they should call him at 413-557-7154 or email him at devon.destefano.1@us.af.mil.